A quick disclaimer before we begin, the script of this video is identical to that of my most recent post, and if you've already read that post, there's nothing new for you here. And if you prefer to read instead of listen, that post is there for you. Also, I'm recovering from COVID and my voice sounds bad. Alright, let's get into it. Myth, my channel partner of 8 years, has officially resigned from EidolonEntropy. They will no longer produce or be involved with any productions under the EidolonEntropy name. Of course, this raises a lot of questions, many of which I will attempt to answer here, but if at any point there is something important I have missed, please leave a comment. I wish to be as transparent about this as possible. First off, what will we do about the We Are 2 branding and logo if we no longer are 2? There are a couple important aspects to note here. Firstly, this channel was built on a collaborative framework. Collaboration is at its core and is clearly a part of its identity, and I do not wish to erase the contributions to it made by Myth. As it has for some time now, EidolonEntropy will be headed by myself, but I will continue to collaborate with close friends of mine to keep that legacy alive. What will I do about the logo then? Well, some things are too iconic to change, so the logo is now largely the same, but the second head is now Aviatrix Eclipse of the Red Army, protagonist and main character of Takeover. Ultimately, Takeover as a story is the pride of EidolonEntropy, and it makes sense for its two main characters to be the faces of the operation. While these heads used to represent the two creators of this channel, they haven't really had that connotation for a while now. However, you'll still be able to find this framing device in certain areas, such as the outro sequences and videos, where if applicable, Eclipse will be replaced with an icon representing whomever I collaborated with in that particular video, with their corresponding brand color. I think this is the best way to pay homage to how we got here, while also looking forward to the future, without making things any more confusing than they already are. Alright, so that's the brand. What's the fate of our collaborative stories? Takeover was under my control to begin with. The only major change is that one of the 5 main characters has been replaced with a new character. Some character relations have shifted, but that's about it. Duality of a Wolf, on the other hand, was built on that collaborative relationship and will now look quite a bit different to what you know now. I'll be focusing a lot more on the story of the wolves before, during, and immediately after the pack battle, instead of their lives after it. When some events happen in the timeline will be different. Entusia will remain largely the same, and the relationship to whom runs this channel will now take a similar route to the logo. It won't really be a direct one-to-one anymore, but they'll still act as the mascot for the channel. Collaborators will be free to leave their marks on the character as well. That's everything important enough to mention. Some changes are still being finalized. If you're looking for more details, a quick sweep of my toy house might be helpful. What about the EidolonEntropy website? How will that, and any other pages under the shared umbrella, look now? Done with the depressing business, onto the more fun updates. EidolonEntropy.art now looks completely different. Rewritten from the ground up with a new focus on accessibility. For once. All of the information from the prior iteration is still there, just organized much more reasonably. Furthermore, there's a fresh new section for projects and one for collaborators, so everything EidolonEntropy has done will now be accessible in one place. As for other pages, such as the Tumblr and Ko-Fi, they have received a fresh coat of paint. These pages are now entirely managed by myself and will acknowledge contributor input when necessary and transparently. Basically, how they've been treated for the past few years is now how they actually are. Now for the real fun updates. New merch, commissions, a whole new subdomain of our website for you to throw money at. Hopefully, in the near future, crowdfunded enamel pins. I adore merchandise design. It's always been part of my mission to provide cool stuff you can't find elsewhere. And now through Fourth Wall and Ko-Fi, in addition to the existing thread list, I can now do that in many more ways. Everything is priced as dirt cheap as I can make it. I'm not in it to make money, but that'd be cool too. I just want my community to have cool stuff. There will also soon be some Has-Been Hotel merch in there as well. I thought I'd have that ready by the time this announcement happened, but that didn't really pan out, so please, if you will, stay tuned, since that'll be dropping soon. In the meantime, could I interest you in some Takeover flags? At the end of the day, thank you for sticking by us. Please be respectful to Myth as we wish them all the best in their ambitions moving forward. Here's to another 8 years of cool stuff.